Good morning, students. Today we are with Chapter 10, Part F of Financial Market, in which we're dealing with secondary market. Now we'll take the concept of dematerialization and trading procedure in the secondary market in this. Now these two, dematerialization concept and online trading, is a new era in the Indian capital market. So let us explore what it is. If you see the overall just primary market, where companies unlisted moving to the investors, then to the stock exchange, companies get listed on stock exchange, and you are into the secondary market. So with this reference, we that if we see the advantage of online trading first, it is screen based, ringless, and floorless. There is perfect transparency, there is efficient information dispersal, operation is efficient, wide coverage, and a single platform comes to operate. Now, how do we go for this ringless concept? Through dematerialization. So as you could see, investor, depository participant, and depository, they are the three entangled in this process where we'll be moving with demat account, and we'll be taking in detail how the process moves in upcoming slides. Here secondary market also you see. We are first taking at a glance that fund manager, investment banks, stock exchange, investment banks, and then fund manager. How buying and selling activity of demand and supply is taking place. Next, we are into the topic, what is dematerialization of securities? We are into the topic specifically. So the depository system leads the capital market towards a scriptless trading through dematerialization of securities. Scriptless means paperless. Dematerialization, therefore, is a process by which physical share certificates are converted into electronic form and credited in the investor's account. To trade in dematerialized form, a demat account is to be opened. The organization that offers this facility is called as depository participant. And in India, we have two depositories which are operating in the market, namely NSDL, National Securities Depository Limited, and CDSS, Central Depository Services Limited. Now please children, do not get confused. Depository and depository participants are two different things. When we talk of depositories, it is NSDL, CDSL. Now many share brokers, firms, and commercial banks, they act as depository participants. For example, ICICI. You could see the gist of it in this slide, that we are moving towards paperless office or working and screen-based trading. This is what we want to move in dematerialization. Everything in metallic form being saved. Now, in dematerialization depository services, the logo should be known to you. For NSDL, Technology, Trust and Reach. For CDSL, this is the logo. Now, a depository is an organization where securities of the shareholders are held in electronic form at the request of the shareholders through the medium of depository participant. So depository participant is a link, and in depository system, securities are held in depository account. It is just like holding money in the bank account. It's a parallel process. The way bank, they hold your money, it's your money, the same way depository accounts, they hold your shares or securities in electronic record. It is an electronic record of share ownership. Now we are on to the detail of this dematerialization process. I've taken up in the steps form also separately, and this flow diagram, flow chart, where you could see investor moving to depository participant, then depository participant moving to depository and the registrar, then depository coming to the registrar, then registrar again moving to the depository, then depository going to the depository participant, and in the seventh, finally, depository participant coming to investor. Nothing very clumsy. We'll be simplifying it in the form of steps. You'll have two parallel processes moving over here every time. So let us see how it works out. First, investor is surrendering certificates to depository participant for dematerialization. Whatever was there earlier in the paper form, people had gone for dematerialization. Now this depository participant informs the depository through electronic media. Then the depository participant sends the original certificate to the registrar for verification and cancellation. Then depository sends formal request for dematerialization to the registrar. Next is registrar informs the depository of the cancellation of the certificate and the electronic credit given to the customer. Then depository updates its account and informs the depository participant concerned. Seventh is depository participant informs the customer about the credit in his account. So it was an initial stage activity which had taken place in a very vigorous manner when online trading was there. The concept of paperless office came, that everything had to be sold and purchased through demat account. This process was vigorous. Now that right from the beginning it is in the electronic form, so the thing has reduced to the negligible level. But even today there's a provision if somebody is having in the paper form and the company is existing and the company can consider for it, you can go for. So it's a patent question in your CVSE that a grandmother at the time of dying gave papers in the form of share certificates to her granddaughter. Now she doesn't know what to do with that. So she had gone to a specialized person in financial market and gone for a suggestion. What suggestion would have he given? So first, you will not get anything out of that paper. You have to go for dematerialization process. So this was dematerialization process. Let's take steps in trading and settlement procedures. Step in trading and settlement procedure, which goes with various stages. Normally they ask you either one or two in the form of MCQ or the total in the form of 5 to 6 mark question. Here, first what you have to do is you have to select a broker. You have to select a broker where your PAN number is mandatory. PAN number is mandatory. Yes, they ask for other details also like date of birth, address, educational qualification, occupation, residential status, bank account details, depository account details, and so on. Then you need to open a demat account with the depository participant. Then you have to place an order, and an order confirmation slip is issued to the investor by the broker. Then execution of order takes place through computer terminal, which is through the issue of a trade confirmation slip where the broker issues a contract note within 24 hours. So on contract note also you get question. This note contains details of the number of shares sold or bought, price, date, time of deal, and brokerage charges. It is an important document and is legally enforceable and helps to settle dispute claims between the investors and the brokers. Okay? So this is what we had taken up, which is an extension of fourth point in the fifth. Next is affecting changes in the demat account and making payment or the settlement part. Now the settlement part, if it is 6-mark question, you need not explain much, but if it is an independent question, then you have seen star mark. We'll carry out with the star mark on the next slide, where we'll go for details of this settlement procedure. Now, the investors has to deliver the shares sold or pay cash on the shares bought. This is with immediate effect of the contract note or before the day when the broker shall make payment or delivery. Now this is called as pay in day. Cash is paid or securities are delivered on pay in date, which is before the T+2, as the deal has to be settled and finalized. The settlement cycle of T+2, what you could see over here, was effective from 1st April 2003, and the system is known as rolling settlement. The system is known as rolling settlement. On the T+2 day, the exchange will deliver the shares and make payment to the other broker. Now this is known as your payout day. The broker then has to make payment to the investor within 24 hours of the payout day, since he has already received the payment from the exchange. Right? This is, we have tried to explain again in the form of a flow chart, where the concept of pay in, pay out you could see. First is securities pay in, then fund pay in, fund transferred through the banks. Then third, funds pay out, and fourth is securities pay out, seller at one terminal, buyer at other terminal. Now usually you get 1-mark question, as you could see at the bottom, on contract note, rolling settlement, unique order code number. With this, the concept of dematerialization and trading procedure comes to an end. We would be taking up in our next slide upcoming parts of financial market, the two stock exchanges, NSE and Bombay Stock Exchange, fraudulent trading practices, common terms used, and SEBI. So please be in touch with us for the further upcoming slides. Thank you very much. God bless you all.